Black Magic Sorcerer here, and I just want to say thank you for 500 subscribers and a very quick little rant. So it's come to my attention that many people in the magic community seem to be very conflicted about their moral code. Now, we've talked about this before, but one of the things that I wanted to really point out to you is this. Guilt that has been programmed into you from toddler age by adept Christian brainwashers. It's going to take a very long time for you to, what would you say, deprogram yourself. And simplest thing, let's start with the simplest thing first, premarital sex. You're not married and you're having sex with someone. If you still feel guilty about that, black magic's not for you. It's just not. If you still feel guilty when you have to put a curse on someone that deserves it, you're not ready for black magic. So what am I saying? I'm saying the guilt, it seeps into every facet of your life. Here's an example that makes me very upset. People who claim to be of the cloth throw their weight around, and the guilt that they throw with it is very powerful. That's how they get so much money, and that's how they've been able to do what they do, is by controlling people with guilt. You know, you get people to come every Sunday to confess their sins, and they feel that there's no other way to wash away those sins. Now you have the ultimate monopoly, because every time they come, what are they going to bring? Money for the offering basket. So you have to understand that this program is literally just that. This program that makes you feel like shit, this guilt, is what spins the web of the Catholic Church. And it's all about feeling really horrible for having human desire. Simplest thing. So for example, if you still feel guilty because you had to kick someone's ass that deserved it, come on. We don't have the moral code that we say we have, because what goes on in our brains is rated R, XXX at very best. We usually act out pretty neutral in situations. But like just the other day, I was thinking to myself about doing something violent to someone, and of course I never would, because I'm not going to jeopardize myself. But this person was kind of asking for it in their own silly little way, and I thought, I have too much on the line. If I beat your ass, you're going to be able to take something from me later, and it's not worth it. So, but do I feel guilty because I wanted to beat someone's ass? No. I feel probably a little more agitated that I wasn't able to, because I'm restricted by the codes of our land. Beating someone's ass or taking someone out is not going to be good for me. So that's where magic comes in, because it allows you to jack the system a little bit, hijack this synthetic thing we live in, take over, change things, make things more comfortable for yourself, punish your enemies, bring wealth, whatever else that you think satisfies you. The big thing you have to understand is that in black magic, you get so used to achieving your desires with money and lust and all these things that sometimes you lose sight of what magic really truly is about, which is the alchemical process of changing a person into something better and more godlike. So I really can't put enough emphasis on that. So here's the example. Someone wants something from you. This is just another example of guilt. Hey man, can I borrow $500? You got the 500, but you know this dude's kind of a flake. You know, he needs it. But in the end, you say, no, sorry, I can't help you. And now you feel guilty because you didn't help your fellow man. You feel guilty because you didn't want to give away your money. Because let's be honest, if someone's totally dead broke and you give them money, they're not going to be able to give it back. That's the kind of shit that keeps people weak. Being too charitable is a detriment to you. If you're giving away hundreds of dollars a month to a group of people that you feel are more needy than you, why is that? How is it that you serving others is any different than you serving yourself? So by this same token, why do I work? Why do I leave the house and go do what I do to make money? Why aren't I just sitting around waiting for my charity? Because it's two different mindsets that we're talking about. The working, aspiring person who wants to become something different, who wants to be spiritually adept and be able to create these miracles over and over. Someone that's willing to work on that, someone who's willing to meditate 2 hours a day, run and exercise, keep your body in shape, eat a very, very hardcore diet that doesn't have a lot of bad stuff in it. Those things all make you extremely, extremely powerful. Now, keep in mind, I never once said you can't work with Jesus Christ. I encourage you to. He's an amazing healer. He is a God in his own right. He is one of the most powerful figures, I think, in the astral plane, especially when it comes to healing. That's about it, though. I mean, he's compassion to the max, but I don't really know if Christ would help you in curses. Archangel Michael will. He's one hell of a teacher for that. So I really hope you guys that are starting this path or that have maybe been on it for a while really start to consider some of the things that you're doing to yourself and what that is. It's the brainwash. And it's okay to be brainwashed, but it's not okay to do nothing about it. And one of the things I recommend for a method that will help you break away from the aforementioned problem is to just simply do more black magic. The more you get comfortable with spirits, the more you understand the role of the archangels, the more you understand what God actually is, that guilt will dissolve. And it'll dissolve when you start proving to yourself that magic works and that your meditations and your visions are pure and correct. Your tarot readings and all your divination will start to become fine point accurate. And that is not an easy feat to achieve. It requires you to do some work. It's a bit like wanting to become a bodybuilder or something. You have to really slowly work at it, and over time you will have these powers, these gifts. I don't know if I have what you would call insane supernatural gifts, but I know that there's been people that I wanted to help, and when I helped them with magic, they were helped. There was people I wanted to fuck up with magic, and I fucked them up. The individual who trashed my house, I recently got a text on my phone, which I was gonna maybe take a picture of it and post it, but I got a text on my phone from the sheriff's office saying that he was under arrest. So you tell me black magic doesn't work. And the reason that was important is because I needed to find him in order to be able to sue him. So next thing you know, I got the cops telling me, hey, we got him and he's in this county. So you tell me there isn't something out there balancing the forces of this magician's life. People are going to hate you. People are going to hate your success. People are going to hate and fear you because they know that you're no one to be fucked with if you do these things, that you've made some pretty serious sacrifices to make this happen. And that's something to be proud of. Standing out in a crowd is hard. It's not really important, but it's important for you to understand that when you do start hijacking this system, guilt is not going to help you. Karmic backlash is basically guilt served up on a silver platter. If you're going to put some nasty curse on someone, like you're going to curse your own sister or brother, and it works, and they get in a horrible car accident, you better check yourself, because the guilt is going to fuck you up. So don't do those things unless you know you can handle it. That's all I'm saying. You need to understand that sometimes we have to do things in magic that are things we don't want to do. We have to maybe push someone away that we wish would just go away on their own. We maybe have to bind someone who's meddling too much in our life. You may have to completely banish someone who's refusing to stop. messing with you. And then you just start rearranging these people on your little chessboard. Over time, you get checkmate. Then when you do get checkmate, meaning your magic is successful, that is not the time to be feeling guilty or doubting your talent, because now you're slapping yourself and the spirits right in the face. Anytime you have a manifestation happen that you have worked with the spirit on, you need to thank that spirit, and you need to make sure that they know that you're grateful. Because one of the things the spirits don't like is for you to not be grateful. Gratefulness is a virtue that should be enhanced as a black magician, because black magic is not about being selfish, but it is about self-preservation. Don't give away all your money. Don't give away the only bed you have to sleep in. Don't let people live in your house that you don't trust and don't deserve it. Don't go out into a community and try to solve the world's problems. Start solving your own problems. If each one of us would work on themselves, if they knew how, if there was a universal system for such a thing, the world would be a better place. But that'll probably never happen, because we still have organizations that preach and teach fear, and magic is not something that they want to acknowledge. It's up to you guys to define the path. If you want magic to be put up there and respected like all the other religions, you have to start with law. You have to start with getting people together to have that conversation, and you have to do some really serious work. And I prefer to keep magic more or less secret, other than my channel and the few people I know that I talk to about it. But I'm not in the business of letting or thinking I need to tell the whole world about magic. It's already out there. But what I think is important is to not get confused. Because what'll happen is, if you start doing all these things and you start getting actual manifestations of money, wealth, all the above, you're going to start freaking out. And part of that is going to be from the Christian brainwash. So you use the black magic and messing with God's system, you're not grateful anymore to God. You deserve to feel guilty. You should feel guilty that you won $2,000 on your lottery ticket, because that's gambling, and you should feel guilty. You should feel guilty if you gambled your fucking house away. That's what you should feel guilty about. But then if you did that because you had fun doing it, then just own your guilt and move on. Guilt is a real motherfucker, my friends, and all I'm trying to say is this. Doing black magic won't make you feel less guilty if you're already a guilty person. If you're the kind of person that's always hiding in the dark, lying about who you are, if you're constantly deceiving people into thinking that you're something that you're not, if you have those traits, it's gonna slap you in the face. The currents of black magic, these demonic spirits, one of the things that they're very good at is humbling you. And you have to stay humble, meaning humble in working with them, but you also need to be confident in your abilities and stand up to other human beings. This is your life. You don't have to live a dull, boring, predictable life. You can change your reality. It just takes work. And most people aren't willing to make those sacrifices. So I think I bored you enough with this rant. I wanted to say thank you so much for the 500 subscribers. The live ritual I'm going to be doing is going to be a ritual to the 9 divines, so I hope you'll enjoy it. I just want to make it fancy, so it'll be a while. So, dark blessings, my friend. Thank you for the 500 subscribers. Hopefully in another year or so we'll have 1,000. That'd be awesome. Love you guys. Dark blessings.